Impact's B. Thompson introduces us to a woman who, despite a harsh start in life, found success saving others.
When I was born, my mother left me in the hospital. My mother who raised me, my mother and father who raised me, got me out of an orphanage.
When you listen to the story of Donna Lee Reed, the journey to becoming the future artist, author, and CEO began when she decided, at 18, to leave her parents' home to take on the world on her terms.
So I was in the world by myself. And that was the determining and also a defining moment for me.
She quickly married, had 3 daughters, then single parenthood at 23. Her lowest point, having to go on public assistance.
Being on welfare and embarrassed about it, I started doing craft shows.
Her home shows off the handiwork that kept her family afloat. Yet at all those craft shows, the mom of 3 faced many who simply didn't believe she was the artist.
Because they would look at me and think, you probably didn't make these items, right? And I would say the Feed the Reed Foundation, because I had little reeds underneath that table that needed to eat.
Reed literally handcrafted her way off welfare. That foundation led to her return to college and a business degree. It was also the start of a more than 30-year career that led to a company for her then teenage daughters, Tea Bags. Her daughters' names all start with T, and the insulated custom lunch bags were a hit.
I made them do 30 bags, and we went to an event, and they sold those bags the first day of a 4-day event. That is when they caught the vision.
She always wanted to create stuff, and so us being our little daughters, we just thought that was awesome because we could always help her.
With teen daughters, her home became the center for young people, with Donna as everyone's mom.
We're almost finished.
It's also how her journey to help homeless teenagers began.
So when my younger sister, we adopted her as a teenager, and she was actually my best friend. So it's very close, you know what I'm saying, Nick, because when I saw her, when I went to go visit her, and she was like, she's in a group home, I was like, I kind of cried to my mother.
That's right. The baby girl who was left in the hospital grew up to adopt her daughter's friend, because that teenager was aging out of the system and would become homeless.
I realized at that point what 18-year-olds, and especially those aging out of foster care, must feel like and what they go through.
It was the beginning of the nonprofit Home4Me. Its sole purpose? To aid teens in that transition from living in the system to living on their own.
Keeping hope alive for foster children aging out is probably the biggest emotional benefit that Home4Me serves.
Between putting together next step suitcases for teenagers now out on their own, Reed is a life coach, a motivational speaker, and a pastor. Her art provides one outlet while helping teens in the community help to keep her connected. So did the child who was left in the hospital make a difference?
I'm proud of my mother as she created this, that she took her experience in life and what she's been through to make sure that other people even have that same wonderful upbringing that she had with her foster parents, and to give back to them.
So if there's a lesson one can learn from her, is when you're in your deepest hour, reach out and help somebody. That changes everything for you. I think that's the mantra she lives by.
From abandoned baby to community activist and CEO, it's an American journey that speaks to many. For Carolina Impact, I'm B. Thompson.
It's so encouraging to see people make a huge impact on our world in spite of their difficulties. Thanks.